so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. City so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively, gotta make it mine. From downtown streets to the Carroll Creek view, there's something special here, you feel it too. Your host Dani, here to guide the way with a big smile. She brightens up your day, girls of your day. Good morning Frederick, rise and shine. A city so lively.
Oh, good morning, Frederick. It is Monday, July 27th. I'm your host, Dani Gurrie. Welcome to the show. Welcome to a new week, your last week of July, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Time flies so fast. Good morning to Mama Cone watching. And if you're watching as well, drop us a comment. We'd love to say hello and good morning to you as well. Appreciate the support. Before I get into the rundown of what is coming on the show today, I do want to share with you. So last Thursday, we had Frederick Feud, which was 4 nonprofits battling it out to win some money. I wanted to report that we actually have given away, supported these nonprofits. $950 went to the nonprofits. Here's how they made money. They got money for every ticket that was sold on their behalf. $5 for every general admission ticket, $10 for every VIP ticket went straight to the nonprofit. And then the winning team, which was SOAR, won $250 cash on top of that. All in all, I think we're paying SOAR or donating to SOAR more than $500. Then we had audience participants play for an additional nonprofit, one that didn't win the main prize, and the team that played for Team Swan won, and $100. We donated $100 to Team Swan that night as well. So tons of fun, but I wanted to show you Sydney Sale, our photographer, took some great video. AJ put it all together, and I just want to show you how fun the event really was. I guess I could have the music So much fun. Leslie was like that most of the event. Full on Family Feud style event. And it was so much fun. Full on buzzers, the tote board, show me, top 5 answers on the board. It was really a lot of fun. So do not miss Frederick Feud, August 18th. It's coming again to Rockwell Brewery. Get your tickets right now. You can, and I'm here to announce, the 4 teams are Autumn's Table, Andrea's House, Partners in Care, and Frederick Health signed on as the 4th team. So it's going to be a ton of fun. All right, today's show, we got our morning roundup with Bob and AJ. And then we're going to chat with Dan Cox, who's running for governor of Maryland. And, of course, we'll go over what's happening in Frederick. Let me just tell you, I don't know what it is, what's happened, but this will be the largest donation we have given to a nonprofit for the subscribers we've gained in July so far, and still several days left. VT-SIVA will get $180 if we were to wrap it up today, but we're not. We'd love to get to 2,700 subscribers by the 31st. I believe we can do it. 4 days left, just 38 more subscribers needed. I think we're going to get there. So subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss an episode of all of the amazing podcasts that we have going. All right, let's kick off your Monday officially here at Good Morning Frederick.
Sponsored by Fusion Car Wash. Now with 2 locations in Frederick to serve you. One on Spectrum Drive near the FSK Mall, which is a full-service location. And TJ Drive with self-serve vacuums. Download the free Fusion Car Wash app and sign up for a monthly membership. And you can keep all your cars clean daily. FusionCarWash.com.
Well, here at Good Morning Frederick, we think it's important to keep you updated on what is going on in and around Frederick County. We call this the Morning Roundup, but we got to have some help. We bring in Bob Miller from WFMD and AJ Randall holding down the fort at Studio 401.
It's time for the Morning Roundup with Dani, Bob, and AJ Randall. Here to get you caught up with everything you missed overnight on Good Morning Frederick. Sponsored by Atlas Wood Floors. Serving the area for more than 34 years. Wood floors, luxury vinyl plank. Anything that you put on your floor, they can handle it. Check out their Google reviews and give them a call today. 301-948-9663. That's 301-948. Wood. Be sure to ask for Jeff Koger or go to atlaswoodfloors.net.
What is happening, Bob Miller?
Hey, I'm just trying to. I was trying to get the look. Whether I was going to go like this, go like this.
Oh, you were trying to
And then I was just like, oh, I've got no idea. And that's when you caught me. You caught me.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it very much. Well, happy Monday to both of you. Hope you both had a good weekend.
I did.
Yeah,
I didn't make any money. I didn't get any money from the money tree of Good Morning Frederick. That's like.
Yeah, we didn't give any money away this weekend. It was busy. Every week coming into Friday, I think, oh, this is going to be the weekend that I, get my shit together, basically, and get organized. But it just never happens because there's so much going on. I'm excited. We had a brand new podcast launch on Saturday morning called Do It Scared Anyway by Ebony Harbison. She's the host of that. Great. That's going to be a great podcast. And last night, we had our Frederick Creator Collective jump on for about a 35-minute, hey, if you want to be a creator, here are some ideas. That was a lot of fun, and all except for the producer, me, playing the wrong outro at the very end. It was perfect. It was the girls did a great job. I did not do a great job at the end, but that's okay. But it was a great podcast, and I encourage you to check it out on our YouTube channel as well. Want to shout out Chris, Looney Tunes, Alexandria, Virginia. He's checking in this morning. And my gorgeous friend, Dorothy Dot, watching this morning as well, dropping a comment. Thank you so much for that.
How come you don't say my handsome co-hosts AJ Randall and Bob Miller, but gorgeous watcher? I just
you have to earn these titles, Bob. You got to earn the title.
Well, yeah, I guess you do. I mean, look at that. That ain't no gorgeous stuff going on there. So,
yeah.
Radio, giving ugly people with good voices a job.
Got the face for radio, my friend. You do. Oh, we lost our live look camera. There we go. It's all good. So there was a lot going on. I know AJ's going to get to a couple of the stories. One I don't think we should pass up is a photo posted by Gary Morton supporting Carl Bickle for sheriff. And that's gotten a lot of fervor on the interwebs over the weekend. And, I'm not sure how exactly I feel. I love Gary. I think he's a great man. I think sometimes your dislike for somebody, I just don't know if that's a good reason to support another candidate.
I've not seen it, so I should go look for it.
Yeah.
But I did not see it. So I would, first of all, you're walking away from a party, and if that's who you want to support, if you believe what he's doing, I like Gary too, but in my mind, if you're really truly supporting Carl Bickle, that is that's not cool in my book.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Well, maybe they're just having lunch.
Yeah. Actually, here's what I should have posted. So, So here's Gary's post. Look, I think that, it's interesting. It's just very interesting. This has happened in the Republican Party, obviously, with Donald Trump, too. A lot of people not supporting the candidate who has been supported by the constituents, and just not sure about this one. But yeah.
Well, you're allowed to support whoever you want.
Of course.
Whoever you want. Just probably a bad choice if you ever want to try to run again.
Yeah.
100%. Because you're not going to get support from Republicans.
No. You might as well adjust your party affiliation for that. Anyway. Yeah. But AJ's got a lot of the real news happening. What's going on in and around Frederick, AJ?
Well, it's a light news day, but good morning, Bob. Good morning, Dani. And good morning, Frederick. Frederick County's Republican Central Committee is expected to meet this evening, to choose a replacement candidate for the at-large county council seat in November election. The vacancy opened up after Pamela Celebretti, who won the Republican nomination uncontested in the primary, dropped out of the race because of family concerns that require her to travel outside of the county. Samuel Rosenblum, who lost in the June primary for Frederick County Board of Education, said he applied. And as an interview Monday evening, Diane Fouché, who lost the Republican primary for county executive, also said she applied, although as of Sunday evening, she did not know whether she had an interview.
Yeah, I mean, so if you want to have a good conspiracy, is it, hey, we want to get Diane Fouché in there somehow? So, it was an easy pick for Pam to maybe drop out. Again, I'm trying to be a conspiracy theorist here.
Yeah, but she ran uncontested, so why wouldn't you just go in that seat if it's uncontested?
Well, that's true, because somebody else took it. She wanted to be county executive. That didn't happen. So how do you get into position to where maybe you can make it down the road to be the county executive later on? And that's getting down the council.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I mean, Dani, did you put your name in it?
No, I did not and will not. People are mean enough as it is, and I'm not even running for any sort of position. So no, I couldn't handle it. There's no way. AJ could though. He could.
Oh, I would come out with a brand new AI platform. I'd do all of it. I would just do everything everybody
come
hates.
Out swinging. Yeah. All AI. All the time.
I can't imagine AJ sitting there eating, some French fries at a board meeting, going, "We're talking about sewer taps? Why?"
I've been in radio my entire life, and if there's ever been pointless meetings, it's in radio. And I've sat in millions of pointless meetings where I can't even hide my poker face anymore. Sometimes I just excuse myself when you guys are talking about things that don't concern me, and it's a giant waste of time.
Oh, I hate pointless meetings. I hate going over the same exact stuff with no end,
no conclusion,
no conclusion. Yeah. Oh, that drives me bananas. Such a waste of time.
And if you'll excuse me, in 7 minutes, I have one to go to.
Exactly. You're the big boss. The city of Frederick is looking for a new public information officer for the Frederick Police Department as Samantha Long prepares to leave for a new emergency communications position in Florida. Very smart. Long has accepted a job with Sarasota County government and in its emergency service public information office there, overseeing communications for emergency management, fire rescue, emergency medical services, and special operations. Her final day in Frederick is August 7th, and the city began accepting applications for her replacement on July 21st. The full-time position pays $37.21 to $40.93 an hour, or about $77,400 to $85,000 annually, while applicants due by 11:59 p.m. on August 4th. I would just like to say that whoever becomes the next public information officer will also probably not reply to any emails that AJ sends and just get the typical, you need to go through the FOIA request. We are not talking to you at this time.
Yeah. I think the biggest crap load is that we have to pay for freedom of information. Like what is that? How is that? What? That's nuts.
Well, it's a tactic. That's all it is. I mean, but the Board of Education was really good at it. And they'll deluge you with, is that the word? Maybe inundate you with paper that you pay for. I'm like, just send it in an email. You don't have to do it. Put it in an Adobe format or whatever. Just send me the file.
PDF.
PDF
No
file.
money needing to be exchanged at all.
Right.
That is the biggest BS governmental crap I've ever heard in my life. And you're right, AJ, because Jennifer Gerlach will be assuming the position until somebody is hired. You are on the auto response of please submit through Freedom of Information Act. Dumb. Really ridiculous that the lack
Why
of
do you even have a spokesperson that never speaks? I don't understand. Obviously she speaks to other things.
Let's be honest here. Doesn't speak to you.
Right.
Yes. Should have been more specific.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I see her in the paper all the time. She's now the mouthpiece for the city of Frederick.
Yeah.
So, and I like Jennifer Gerlach. So
I do too. I do too.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, it just shows that they'll answer the questions that they want to answer. They won't answer the questions they don't want to answer, which is kind of shitty. Excuse my language. That, I pay my city tax and my county tax. I should have access to this information for free, people, for free.
Yeah, one thing that the mayor will come in and sometimes he'll go, I'll ask him a question before we go on the air. He goes, I'm not going to answer that. I'm like, I'm still going to ask you. So, I mean, you don't have to answer. I mean, like if they're in a legal dispute or something, like you still have to ask the question. So, yeah. And like he's going to get probably questions about Husky Park tomorrow because I know he doesn't want to talk about Husky Park.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
Yeah.
Definitely does not want to talk about it.
Does not want to talk about Husky Park.
The thing about the PIO, though, I mean, I asked her because I would, again, another job that Dani would be great at. I can't put a sentence together. It would be one long sentence of a press release without any punctuation. And I said something to, she was here, I guess, last week, Thursday, before she mentioned to us that she was leaving. And I said, I could do your job only if I could use AI for writing press releases. And she's like, well, I'm not telling you that we use that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, it's a great position. I think it's more of a glamatory, in my own opinion, just because they you already know what you're going to say, you already know who you're not going to talk to, and it's just business as usual there. So
Yeah.
Well, when she deals with, of course, obviously, it's not necessarily the city; it's the police department. So she's dealing with completely different things of nature. If there's an investigation still going on, being able to give you all the information they can possibly give you.
No, I asked about flock cameras and got the standard FOIA request to go ahead and spend $50 or $80 a question to come up with the cameras that were purchased by the state police. Or actually, the state police gave Frederick City money, $194,000 to buy the cameras so that they could then be on them. So,
Well,
but
you know what? I know of somebody who hides money, like a $50 bill every now and then. If you grab that, then you would have the money to
there
pay
you
for the
go.
FOIA request.
Yeah, we might be doing that. Hey, we sorry, no hiding money today because we got to submit for a FOIA request.
Yeah, we need to ask the government questions, and they're making us pay for it. So
Right. That is the biggest.
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Frederick County Democrats are heading into this year's Board of Education general election with a cleaner endorsement picture than they had in 2024. 4 Democratic-supported candidates and 4 Republican-backed candidates advanced in the nonpartisan school board race. And because these are 4 seats available, Democrats can endorse their top 4 without splitting their support. In 2024, Democrats supported 4 candidates for only 3 open seats, and only one of those for one. The party later changed its policy in March of 2025, so it would no longer endorse more candidates than there are open seats, which sounds like a good idea, but for whatever reason didn't follow that last year.
Well, yeah, this is going to be the most nonpartisan race.
Yeah.
And the Democrats are happy they don't have to choose out of, we're going to leave one of our Democrat friends behind, one of our comrades behind.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, the fact that we continue to say the Board of Education is a nonpartisan position is just laughable. Laughable.
Yep.
It is that. Frederick County fire crews responded Tuesday afternoon to a reported building fire at a data center site on Digital Drive, but officials said later the incident was an electrical arc flash, not a fire. Crews were dispatched at 2:03 at the 3200 block of Digital Drive, and officials say no one was injured. Rowan Digital Infrastructure confirmed the incident happened at its Bauxite 1 site. I think it's BAUXITE site, which is now managed by Amazon Web Services. The company said the incident was quickly contained and emergency response protocols were immediately implemented. But I do know that several Frederick residents heard fire at a data center and were probably excited to
Yeah.
Did the happy dance.
Exactly.
And they went on their phones to go text something and do something on their, and they're like, I can't get on my Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes.
While they were ordering something from Amazon.
Right.
Yeah. And just want to pop this up here real quick. Chris writes, there's a lot of keyboard warriors. They don't have a background to confront face to face. He's standing by Major Morton, good friend of his, whatever decision he makes, independent. I don't care for either party. Nor do I, Chris, nor do I. I'm just saying sometimes strategy has to come into play when you make a decision like that. Again, I like Gary. I love his family. He's a great man. If you ever wanted an opportunity to run again, sometimes you have to watch what you're doing. That's all. But integrity, 100%.
It's called politics.
Yes.
You got to play politics if you're in politics.
Right.
That is the news here from Market Street in Frederick. What happened on the hill there at WFMD Radio today, Bob?
It's like you said, it was a very, very slow news day. Of course, the president once again is just talking about ceasefires, starting ramping it up. And they did say that maybe one of the reasons why the ceasefire may last a little bit longer, or they're not going to start ramping up, is because we don't have the munitions to actually deploy them, that we're running short on all the things that we unload on Iran. So that's kind of interesting. And then the other thing was they had the correspondence dinner, which was kind of ho-hum. There was no shooting.
Well, thank God for that.
And really,
thank God for that.
The president is not the best at kind of, doing self-deprecating jokes because he just doesn't do them, and or just I just don't find him very funny at all. Trying to deliver the jokes, but
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I do not find funny is I went to the gas station on yesterday, $4.09 a gallon for regular unleaded, $60 to fill up the Good Morning Frederick mobile. Not happy about that at all. Again, we got to do something. I don't know. I don't know what it is anymore at this point. And, everyone wants to point the finger. I'll just say this. No one is going to allow this president to win anything. And it's only hurting ourselves. We're spiting ourselves. Like when you don't help move the economy along because you don't want a president in an administration to have a win, you're hurting the American people. And while I don't know, very complex situation, as we've said before, I don't know all the ins and outs, but I can tell you, my God, we need a little relief in this country for the average taxpayer.
Well, yeah, you're right. And then here goes again. Since they did do a ceasefire, oil has gone down. Now, I don't know how long you'll see that at the pump, but it'll take a while. And I think that you probably went to one of those places where you buy a membership, because I haven't seen gas that cheap. Most of it is a little bit more. I got it at one of those places that we won't mention, but a friend of Sam Walton's.
Yeah, well, I was at Sam's Club.
Yeah.
So I was at Sam's Club. It was $4.09.
That's what Bob was saying. Just didn't want to say it.
Yeah,
I know.
They didn't pay. They're not paying for the advertisement.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
People. Not yet.
Get
Not
on
yet.
board, Sam's.
But now's the time. If you don't have gas, buddy, get it. Because sometimes I think, it's 3 cents a gallon times my 15 gallons. That's like 60 cents. But do that every week. And it's a lot of money at the end of the year. And quite honestly, it's that plus everything else. Because when gas, it's funny. When price of oil goes down, they don't shift the price at the pumps. When price of oil goes up, though, boy, that is immediate, daily sometimes. So to say, they purchased the fuel at a certain rate until they empty it, they're not going to change. That's just such bullshit. And I cannot stand that all of this is based on speculation, not actual, right? It's the speculated price of oil which drives our prices. So,
Captain,
a lot.
Your use of colorful metaphors have increased since we've.
Yeah, if you're counting, I think that's 3 today already.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Goodness,
it's like
it's Monday. I'm fired up.
If you don't know that quote from Star Trek: The Voyage Home,
nice.
Where they had to come back and get the whales.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Anything else going on?
Really have nothing to offer.
Great.
Kind of like a daily occurrence on the Morning News Express.
Really have nothing to offer.
I love the honesty, actually. I appreciate it, to be honest.
We're here for you every day.
We're going to be talking with Dan Cox later today. Have you chatted with him recently?
Not recently. We need to get him back on. But, I mean, I'm trying to take a break from all the politicians for a little while, I know that while I'm gone next week, and I will be gone next week, Tuesday through the next Wednesday, as we know that Studio 401 will be moving to 5966 Grove Hill Road for a couple of days, because our buddy AJ is or one of his other pseudonyms will be on helping fill in, and then Drew Phelps, who does our traffic, he said he's going to get a couple of politicians in as well. So
nice.
I don't have to worry about. I worry about him. I don't worry about that guy right there because he's a pro.
Yeah,
he's a pro.
He is a pro. Well, we appreciate it. We're gonna ask Dan. Look, this is an uphill battle in Maryland, and I'm really interested to see how he feels like he might be able to get over that hump.
and kind of
Sure.
backing away from the, last time when he was all in for Donald Trump support. Now it's not so much.
Well, smart move, honestly. Trying to put some distance between that. Again, look, the only way someone is going to win in Maryland is to be more Hogan-esque. And I did not agree with Governor Hogan on several things, but I think it is very smart. This is the Bill Clinton playbook of winning an election when a majority of the people may not agree with your known politics. You slide more to the center, and that's smart. It's smart. You're never going to get elected if you dig your heels in and defend someone that is not doing great right now. And so it's a smart move, and I think that's a great strategy, to be honest. So, yeah. But anyway, all right. Well, we are going to get to happening in front. I believe Dan is coming in, AJ. So
He's here.
Oh, he's here. Oh,
He's
great.
here.
We're going to get right to him. I didn't realize he was there already. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Dan Cox and then what's happening in Frederick. Thank you guys so much. See you tomorrow morning.
Sponsored by A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business located right here in Frederick, servicing Frederick County and surrounding areas. A&S Construction specialize in roofing and siding, windows and gutters, and they can even build you a new patio or deck. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. You can get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. Just tell Sandra that Dani sent you.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Excited to head back down to Studio 401. First time ever chatting with the candidate for governor of Maryland. Excited to welcome Dan Cox to Good Morning Frederick. Thank you, sir, for joining us.
Well, it's an honor. Thank you, Dani. It's good to be here.
All right. So we were just chatting right before we brought you on. How are things on the campaign trail for you so far?
Well, everyone's hurting, and this is a perfect time, really, for Republicans to start talking about this in Maryland. That's what we're doing. We're taking it across the state to say we have a plan to make sure that Maryland, once again, has the opportunity to be affordable for everyone, to have their electric bills lowered, to make sure that we're not the first, the highest electric paying bill in the nation. I mean, that's exactly what we're facing right now. To turn the economy around and to make sure that the taxes are lowered. We're looking at Westmore raising taxes over 20% last year, 23% the year before, through a trick is what I'm calling it, by using the assessment valuation process rather than actually changing. And we want to change that. We want to cap it at the price you pay your house. And ultimately, I'd love to.
I've been talking about this for a year. Year. I love that idea.
Well, then I'll give you the credit. I didn't realize that, so I apologize. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I want to make sure we phase out property taxes, and that's not a radical idea because the city of Annapolis, which is all Democratic, has announced that they have to look for new revenues. Why? Because their tax base is leaving as well. So we have to be smarter at this. And, when my older kids were, leaving the state, realizing, they're married, they can't afford anything in Frederick. And it's so sad, but thankfully they're not too far away, but still they had to go to West Virginia and Pennsylvania to find the same house for our grandbabies and for their family that, that I was able to have here in Maryland 30 years ago when my wife and I started out. It's very sad. We can turn that around.
Yeah, we absolutely can. But I didn't even realize I just think it's ridiculous that they and it happens on both sides, so I'm not just going to bash the Democrats for this, but it's this shady word language. Oh, we're not raising taxes, but let me just tell you, I just posted something recently about my car registration, and our assessment on the house that I bought 6 years ago is 1.5 times. So my taxes have gone from about $6,000 a year to $11,000 a year living in the city of Frederick. That is ridiculous when I'm taking no more services than I was 6 years ago. So yeah, I don't like that. Frederick County as well as the state, because when you pile all that on, boy, it just it gets unlivable. And we've got hundreds of I think we're the 6th state where the most people leaving right now, and that's sad in Maryland. I love this state, and I'd love to stay, but it's not feasible.
I totally agree with you, and it's a shock when you look at the numbers of people that are losing their houses for tax lien sales. I think we just went through that phase, and I was talking to folks about it because we had people from Prince George's County, senior citizens or retirees, calling, emailing, messaging, saying, I'm going to support you. I voted for Westmore last time, but I can't do it this time because, the economy. And one gentleman in particular stands out. He paid off his house. He said, I paid my house off, and now I can't afford this outrageous tax increase just to stay here. Yeah. This is happening. 40,000 homes were up for tax lien sale, most of them in majority minority areas such as Prince George's County and Baltimore City.
Wow.
So we can do better. I intend to do that on day one. We're going to make sure Maryland is once again affordable.
Yeah, I love that. I love that more than I can even tell you. Let's talk about how you got here. Your foray into politics only started how long ago?
Well, so I've technically, you're right, I've technically been in private industry for all my life. I mean, my wife and I have had our businesses for 30 years. I went to law school. She helped me do that. And so then we launched our own firm after I spent some time in a property law firm, learning some of the niche work. And that's been how we've made our money in terms of providing for my family. But I've always loved politics. My undergrad degree at Mount St. Mary's, where I started out, and then I finished up at Maryland, was in government, and loved that process and that study. And so I have worked for different individuals over the years. I worked for Alan Keyes, a great Republican that was African-American, ran for president. He also ran for Senate before that in Maryland. He's a dear friend, and he cares about these issues. And of course, he didn't always have the establishment supporting him. So I learned a lot on the trail with him. I worked for Congressman Bartlett here in Frederick. I've worked for various other individuals. And in that process, I've learned how to kind of decipher the will of the people and focus on that, because that I really get tired of the party politics, honestly. And so I jumped in, ran against Jamie Raskin about 10 years ago, because I woke up one day and I was in the district with Tacoma Park. And I thought, well, that's interesting. I was born in Tacoma Park, and now I'm up in North Frederick County and I'm in the same district. I mean, this is odd. It was a gerrymander. Now that district has changed. We're no longer in the 8th district. We're back to the 6th. But that was a great race. I had 5 debates with Congressman Raskin, and we brought the issues to bear. He was viewed at the time as kind of a populist kind of guy. He was also viewed a little bit of an anti-establishment person, but he became everything the establishment was focusing on for Maryland, including what I view as limiting our voices. I want to have maximum voices of all individuals in the electoral process. And so then I ran for delegate, and I was able to, have the privilege of serving for Frederick County and Carroll County. I had the highest vote, and was honored to serve alongside my good friend, Delegate Jesse Pippy, who now is the minority whip in Annapolis. And one of the things I learned in Annapolis is that you can have a lot of good intentions, but at the end of the day, many times powers that be, so to speak, will come in and try to push you in a direction that's not what the people have expressly wanted.
Yeah.
And so I learned that process of working across the aisle and got some bills passed that were good, like anti-human trafficking bill and some other measures to try to change the criminal code in Maryland is just unfortunately filled with crazy different procedures and processes and problems where you have incredible prison terms for misdemeanors, while felonies sometimes will go with very, very different standards that just, it doesn't make sense. So we worked on that across the aisle to bring some accountability and civil rights back to Maryland and make sure we put the dangerous people away.
Yeah.
And, that was a good learning process for me. And so one of the things that I have always held dear is to say, you know what, this is about the people. I believe in our country. I believe in Maryland. My family goes back to the founding of Maryland. My wife's family does as well. Back in the 1600s on the Eastern Shore side, she was raised on the Eastern Shore, and her family goes back. And so we just feel like, we need to have voices. We need to make sure that the people of Maryland are not swallowed up in this big machine that tends to speak for one party or the other. Instead, let's speak for the people. Let's lead forward on the issues that unite us. And let's try to have a state where we all can enjoy it and we can raise our kids, retire, and have our grandkids nearby, hopefully.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a basic common sense approach. And that I've always believed that, but running very, very focused and hard on that in this race.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how anybody can listen to all of that and not agree with it, but I think the cynicism that I have is exactly what you said. We have elected people because of their seemingly good common sense principles, and once they get into government, whether in the state of Maryland or nationally, it all seems to go sideways. And it's so frustrating for the American people. I'm going to speak personally, that you really get excited about a candidate and then I don't know what happens. Well, I do know what happens once people get in, but we really want someone to stand on principle of why we voted them in. So how are you, if elected, going to turn this state around? Who are you bringing with you? How are you going to fight where there are a majority of people who will oppose you? I feel like in Maryland.
We're working hard right now, even across the aisle. And I've had been privileged, and a lot of people don't know this, but because as a Republican, we have a detriment in Maryland. I understand that, but I've always worked for everyone. And one of the things that's so exciting is when you're on the campaign trail and you hear people's pain and what they're going through, and you realize that's why we're doing this. And so you explain the platform, you explain the approach, and it resonates. And people think, well, how can I trust you? Mm-hmm. So the trust aspect is kind of what you're talking about here. And so I can point to that and I can say, well, look, I'm really the only candidate, at all for governor who has a track record that you can go look at, and that you can see that I stood up against my party. I stood up against the other party. If you want to see that I'm willing to stand for the people, I took the hits for you. I took it during COVID, for instance, as one example. I didn't have to. Why? Because there were other people in my party who agreed. I would say most everybody agreed with me, but they took, many times a quieter path, I should say.
Yeah.
And as a civil rights constitutional litigator, I actually believe in the Constitution, and I believe that when I saw what was happening, I was properly positioned to speak where others may not have been. Because why? Because I had gone through the constitutional law process in my school. I actually had several years of constitutional training with some of the highest Supreme Court lawyers in America. One of the most winningest lawyers, J. Allen Sekulow, is one of my professors.
Oh yeah,
And he fights for both sides. He fights for the Constitution.
Yeah.
And so I've done that, and so I focused on that. And lo and behold, the party politics on both sides kind of were like, whoa, what's going on here? But I point to that to say this, not that I'm grandstanding in any way, because I haven't. I actually stood for the Constitution. That's what matters, and that's what people want to see happen. And I take that in many, on almost all of my issues, I look at that from a constitutional perspective. I look at how it's actually practically and pragmatically going to help or hurt the community. And as someone who is born and raised here and have, my wife and I have children and grandchildren now, and, we actually care about what this causes, what the policies that are enacted, how they impact, the local communities, because we see it real time. When I was first married, my wife and I, we had dreams, and it was difficult and it was hard and you had to pinch pennies. But we could actually do some stuff, like we could save up and we could actually end up buying a house, or, what we ended up doing was we bought some land and then leveraged that to be able to build. We did a lot of sweat equity. We worked hard. We worked hours and hours at night after work to paint the house and do all those things that you do to try to get ready to move in. And I look at that, and my kids look at me and they say, Dad, that's impossible in Frederick. Like, you can't even get a townhouse for half of what you paid to have your first home, 30 years ago. And I get it. So we're going to work for that. We're going to work hard to make sure that we turn that around. And that is really, I think, a true ministry, a true help to local people, because the young people understand this. They're sick and tired of seeing these party politics. They're tired of seeing things happen that have very little to do with them. And then their tax money and their opportunities are taken away for others. And here they are slaving away, trying to work so hard, and they don't have the same opportunities that they did before. The buying power just isn't there. So through smart tax policy, through slashing the fees, like getting rid of these car registration payment plans, and because we're getting rid of the car registration outrageous fees and lowering them back, through making sure that we have, the electric bills fixed by bringing the power plants back online, making sure that we look at smart energy and stopping the gobbling up of our farmland from these massive mega data centers that are going to destroy our water supply and other quality of life issues, and be smart about this. I mean, look, we're Americans. We can be smart about these things. And at the end of the day, still have technology. I mean, people, attack. Sometimes they'll say, well, why are you against the data centers? You actually use your phone. And I'm like, I think we've all been using our phones for the last 20 years. And the data centers thing wasn't an issue until now.
Yeah.
So don't give me that line. The data centers have little to do with our way of life. It's all about this international, race for, against China. And I understand that, but we don't need to ruin our own county and our own way of life and our opportunities because of that. We can be smarter.
Yeah. No, appreciate that. All right, here we go. How do you get a thick skin when you're running for office, Dan? I know people are mean. They've been mean to me, and I'm not even running for office. So what do you do to handle that? How do you stay kind of, keep going?
I take all the phones away from all my kids so they don't yell at me. Dad, what is that? What is that? No, seriously. If you go into anything with substance, not expecting a fight, then it's really not going to work out. I mean, whether you're trying to succeed in business or trying to help somebody in politics, there's always going to be a naysayer. And so you just get to, you get used to that. It also helps keep me humble, I think, because one of the things that I despise about politicians sometimes is when they won't listen to you. And so I try to remember that, say, this person is F-bombing me, but maybe I need to listen to him. And I actually had a great conversation with someone, interestingly. I don't normally interact with people online. I try to avoid some of that. It can be distracting sometimes. Yeah. But every once in a while, just to try to get the tenor of what's going on, I'll look, and there's a lot of positives. There's, 90% people are like, we've got to have no more. And they're supportive of our policies. But every once in a while, you get that one guy, and he was F-bombing me and saying I was a fraud and all of whatever he was saying. He didn't trust me. So I just reached out to him and I said, look, I am who I am. I'm going to defend you, support you, and I'm listening. What do you have, for me? And what are you concerned about?
Yeah.
And he reached back out and he said, I'm stunned. Like, I've never had a politician reach out to me that way. And we had a great conversation. And at the end of the day, we were both on the same page. So I don't know how he got sideways with him. Probably, negative media. So that's okay. We're going to keep fighting and keep working.
Yeah, not for, I'm telling you what you're doing. And again, you're right. When you stand on principle, when you have a direction, people feel like it's very easy to sit behind a keyboard and just say, vile things, to be quite honest. I mean, I've had that happen to me as well. And it's stunning because I'm just a person. You're just a person. You're a father, a husband, a grandfather. And it just shocks me sometimes. And so I really applaud you for doing it, because it is not for the weak at heart, for sure. And we're so glad. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to tell the future voters why to vote for you in November, and let me just give your spiel.
Well, it's an honor, and I appreciate that. I mean, here we are in Maryland looking at some of the highest costs of living in America. And what are we getting for it? We're not getting the services. Like you mentioned, Dani, earlier, we're just not getting the services that we should be. And we look at things like DDA, and I want you to know, I want everybody to know that I am a compassionate person. I'm as principled as I am, I'm also pragmatic on certain issues of compassion to make sure that we don't hurt people. And we see this, $300 million being robbed from the DDA, the Developmental Disabilities Administration. And it's wrong. It's wrong. And it's an example of the budgetary failures that we have. And so I would petition and ask everyone to rethink, if they have voted for Wes Moore, rethink it, because has he made your life better? Is it more affordable for you? Are your electric bills something you're happy about? Are you happy that the most vulnerable in our society have $300 million taken away from them, and they don't have, some of the great families of our communities are now struggling to even make house payments? Because why? Because there's a push to send those kids into government institutional care or other types of institutional care. And that's just unfortunate and wrong. And I'm going to restore that. And why was that $300 million taken? Well, look at the budget. So Wes Moore inherited a $5 billion surplus. And we can argue about, whether that was impacted by the structural coming deficit with the Kirwan Commission. But I was there, Dani. I was in Annapolis. We had a surplus. A surplus is a surplus. Okay, it's $5 billion cash sitting there. That's pretty good. Hadn't happened like that in Maryland for a long, long time. And we had then Kirwan passed, and that's what I want people to understand. The blueprint for education is something that I stood up against, not because I'm against education. I actually want more pay for teachers. I don't think they're paid enough. I want to make sure that our kids are actually taught, because as a dad who is a homeschool dad, my kids are receiving a great education. I'm thrilled. I mean, my son is an honors student in college. He was recruited by Oxford University, and this is a homeschool kid. So I know that we can do better for our public school kids. This is, a real need that we have. And yet what has happened is they're instead dumping hundreds of millions of dollars into administrative issues and not into teachers in classrooms like they should. And at the end of the day, the good intent of the program doesn't work. It's just not working. We're now, I believe, at the 27th level of all the states. We used to be up in the top 10 for education for our kids. We can do better. Now, that has brought a $30 billion plan, so it's about $3.8 billion a year, Dani, into the budget. And when you add to that mismanagement, like $300 million put into Baltimore City ghost students, what does that mean? So Wes Moore paid $300 million into Baltimore City to kids that were pretend students. They were listed and they got their $20,000 per or $22,000 per student paid, $300 million worth, but they weren't in the classroom. These kids weren't there.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do better than that. I'm going to bring CPAs. Listen to this. I want people to understand transparency and accountability is the way forward for our budget. I want to bring CPAs into all 22 departments or however many departments need that. We're going to audit it with independent inspector generals, and we're going to make sure that we claw that money back, lowering the budget. We're going to have a common sense approach, not hurtful, and we're going to put that $300 million that was taken from DDA to try to balance the budget. We're going to put it back in the DDA where people that are most vulnerable need it. And we can do that with some fiscal responsibility.
Well, I certainly hope so. Again, I think no one can argue that what you're saying is common sense and things that we've been asking for a long time. I really appreciate you coming on. Would love to have you back as we near November. and give us an update of what's happening on the road. Really do appreciate you taking your time to hang out with us today. If you want to learn more, go to dancoxforgovernor.com. You can read about the platform, read all about Dan, and support. You can get a sign, you can volunteer, and do all the things if you feel like Dan is going to be a great representative for you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
An honor. Thanks so much. Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with what's happening in Frederick.
When you care deeply about Frederick County, you want your generosity to matter. The Community Foundation provides trusted guidance to connect people with the causes they care about, creating enduring impact and making more possible across Frederick County. Visit frederickcountygives.org.
What makes for a perfect custom engagement ring? Truly understanding the elements that make a ring that's perfect for you. Custom by Colonial. The Colonial Jewelers box. There's just more in it.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is sponsored by Pulling for Veterans. Pulling for Veterans is a nonprofit that educates the public on PTSD. You can rent one of the trailers starting at just $1 per hour. The trailer is filled with information about PTSD and how to help. Plus, each trailer honors a vet and acts as a rolling memorial. More details at pullingforveterans.org.
All right, let's get to what's happening in Frederick. August 8th, Andrea's House's Barbecue Bash is happening from 2 to 5 at the Brunswick Volunteer Fire Company. Tickets are just $30 for an adult, $10 for kids 6 to 12. Kids 5 and under are free. Go to andreashouse.org to grab your tickets today. All right, we've announced it. 4 teams for our next Frederick feud. Get your tickets now. It is August 18th at Rockwell Brewery from 5 to 8 p.m. Andrea's House, Autumn's Table, Partners in Care, and Frederick Health all battling it out to win $250 and to go play Soar in September for $1,000 in cash. It's going to be a ton of fun. Don't miss it for sure. Now through August 31st, buy your raffle ticket to win a pair of tickets to see Harry Styles in New York City. You get the tickets plus $500 towards your travel. You have to go online and look up Focus, Friends of Our Frederick County Animal Shelter, or go.rallyup.com/Harry Styles for homeless pets. And plan now, the Great Frederick Fair Mullet Contest is on stage at the fair September 19th at 11 a.m. Already several people entered, but we'd love to see you as well. And coming up in August, we will offer you a free mullet haircut. And so you got to stay tuned right here to find out about that. All right, the Alpha Fire Company Carnival starts next week. That's in Littlestown, Pennsylvania. Then it's the Rocky Ridge Fire Company Carnival, then Jefferson County and Kearneysville, West Virginia, and finally wrapping up with the Great Frederick Fair. Oh my gosh, the signal's the end of the summer. I don't even want to think about it. All right, today at 10:30, McAllister's Deli in Mount Airy has a grand opening, 301 East Ridgeville Boulevard. Tomorrow, brand new podcast called The Divorced Dad, hosted by Gerald Brumfield. Of course, you don't have to catch it live. You can watch anytime on YouTube. On the 29th, Brewers Alley, 30th anniversary celebration is going on from 4 to 6 p.m. Stop by and wish them happy 30 years. And from 5 to 6:30, Dance Through the Decades. It's a virtual 50-plus community center, which is at 1440 Taney Avenue. July 30th, Summerfest Family Theater, 10 o'clock to 10:45. Take your kids out there. Great time. Alive at 5 is on with Reverend Smackmaster and the Congregation of Funk. And at 8 o'clock, you can go check out Freddie Long at JoJo's. And then on the 31st, How to Train Your Dragon, the musical, Junior Maryland Ensemble Theater, and the Comedy Pigs at Maryland Ensemble Theater as well. Use that QR code to check out all the great events we have for you in Frederick. Now stick around on YouTube and Facebook for John's House. Coming right at you. And I will see you tomorrow morning right here on Good Morning Frederick. Have a great day, and let's be great, Frederick.
This episode is a proud production of the Everything Frederick Live Podcast Network. Your home for Frederick's best podcasts, streaming daily on YouTube.